I'm Jerry Savage, and welcome to this episode of The Savage Edge. This is Hendricks. Say hi, Hendricks. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about AI. Yes, AI. And everybody's going, oh boy, that's a great topic. It's all over the internet. It's all over LinkedIn. It's everywhere. And I've been using a lot of AI over the last almost 2 years. I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of stuff the last couple of weeks about people being a little wary of AI. And I've kind of been bullish on it. What are you worried about, right? Is it what you see is what you get? Now, I'll be the first one to admit that AI tools are fantastic. I've been working and consulting with an AI company for about 10 months now, and I'm fascinated by the technology and what we're going to be able to do and what we're doing now. I've also seen, since I wrote the 4 Pillars back in 2020, how rapidly the world has changed since COVID-19. And when we all had to work from home and Zoom meetings, a couple of podcast people had asked me, well, Gerry, how do you connect with people on a podcast? Because the 4 Pillars was all about, honesty, integrity, knowledge, and genuine interest in people and building a relationship. How do you do that in the world of AI when everything is automated? I could have an avatar made of me, and I can have an avatar do my whole course. I've used avatars in my sales courses at certain times. But here's the thing. There's no substitute for the real McCoy. You've heard that, the real McCoy, because there's no substitute for you, let's face it. And while I do love the fact that we can be virtual at scale, what I mean by that is that we can do a video email. We can do Zoom. We can do Google Meets. We can do Teams, right? We can do all that, right, Hendricks? That's all great stuff. We can fall into a trap. It's safe. There's a thing called call reluctance that factors into a lot of things when people are making sales calls. I was talking to a distributor about it today and just hearkening back to a long time ago when I first got out of the Marine Corps, when I drove all the way to an account, a couple hours up in New England. And I will say that, I'll just say maybe I dropped off brochures, but I never got an appointment. I was creating all this in my mind, the fear of the unknown. The fear of the unknown is basically false evidence appearing real, fear. I had that in my head all the time. And for me, that's what created call reluctance. In today's age, we can do things through Zoom meetings. We can make calls and people will answer and hide behind the cell phone, Zoom meeting or social media. It's too easy. You can't build a relationship that way 100%. Now, if I have a Zoom meeting and a Google Meet, or I go see and then I go meet that person, the virtual scale is fantastic because I feel like I know them when I get there. That's what actually did happen at Content Cribs. Hats off to the guys for coming up with that. I think it's great. But you can't rely on that. You cannot rely on social media to carry the ball all over the finish line. At some point along the way, there's got to be the real you. It can't be behind a mask. You then have to use the skills that you know to communicate effectively. That's why the 4 Pillars, and if it sounds like I'm using it as a broken record and I'm selling here, I'm really not, because I really believe that the pathway to a successful life and a successful career is through genuine interest in people and horses, right? Right, Hendricks? And so that's so important, genuine interest in people. And yeah, I mean, like when I was on a call earlier today, I saw some degrees in the background. I go, hey, look at those pictures in the background, or look at those degrees in the background. And I'm always looking for a way to connect, and you need to do the same thing, right? And then at some point, you're going to meet these people face to face, and it's going to mean a whole lot more. Granted, sometimes you're not going to meet people. You're not going to be in the office. The AI platform that I've been working with, we're sending people out to meet with physician practices, and that's great. But once they start using the product and we have 24-hour service, probably not. So the time that you do have with them, you have to build this whole rapport. You have to build the know, like, and trust, because if you don't, it's going to die very quickly. They can hide behind whatever medium they want not to talk to you. Before, you'd go in and talk to somebody at an office and you didn't communicate effectively and they were nodding yes, 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 but back in their mind, they're going, I don't really want to see Gerry again. So I thought I'd have a great meeting, and they'd go out and who knows, they went to the secretary or the admin assistant and say, you know what, I really don't need to see that guy again, and never got another appointment. And I wouldn't know why. Goes right back to honesty, integrity, knowledge, and genuine interest in people. It's what God gave us 2 ears for, whether it's on social media, a Zoom meeting, or a Google Meet. You have to listen, right? You have to seek first to understand before being understood. It's no different than when you're in face-to-face communication or meeting with someone. Beware of social media and the AI tools that we have today. Don't be so dependent on them. Use them as another tool in your toolbox. SendSpark is a great tool for video email, right? Virtual at Scale. Chris Gross, a friend of mine up in New England, and who's with Content Crib. But at any rate, so SendSpark, once you get to use it, is a great way to send a video to someone personally. Is that going to get you over the finish line? Hell no. But is it going to maybe get somebody to respond because they can see if you're genuine, or they can assess whether you're genuine? Remember, I said it takes 7 seconds for someone to assess you, right? That's 1 second less than a successful bull ride. So when you send a 45-second video, it says, hey, Dr. Jones, or hey, John, or hey, Sally, this is Gerry Savage. Wanted to reach out to you because I was looking at your LinkedIn page, and I think we have some things that are interesting. Was that worth a conversation? However you're going to present it. And if you come across like you're genuine, you're going to get a call back. You're going to get an email back. You're going to get a message back. And then when you actually do go virtual at scale, real time live, that conversation is a little better and a little bit easier and goes farther, because now you've got some common ground and you found some things in common. And when you actually meet that person, there's some trust there already. And you can't do that by just using social media alone. You might get a sale, but will you build a relationship? No. So that's food for thought this week. I hope you guys have a great week. I'm going to walk around with Hendricks a little bit. I'm Gerry Savage. This has been The Savage Edge.